Good morning, everyone. This is Grace L. So we're here at the house of our new Defense Secretary, Miss Jurin M. Thank you, Mom, for accepting our invitation to have an interview with you.
You're welcome, Grace.
So, Mom, how does it feel to become a new Defense Secretary?
It's a great pleasure to be proclaimed as the new Defense Secretary, and I am so overwhelmed to know that they have trusted me in this position.
So, did you ever dream to have this position?
No, I never dreamed to have this position, but since they have trusted me, I will make sure that I will do my duties and responsibilities.
Before anything else, Mom, let us watch this VTR.
Kayo mahinga ng konting pahayag tungkol sa bagong grading system. Sang-ayon po ba kayo dito?
Yes, I actually agree with the new grading system. It's because that it prioritizes the mental capacity of a student rather than the behavioral attitude. That's all.
Have you heard about the new grading system? What can you say about the new grading system?
Ang masasabi ko lang, bakit kailangan pa natin baguhin ang grading system noon? Ito pa din maayos. Ngunit, sa kabilang banda, ang new grading system natin ngayon ay maayos naman. At sumasang-ayon ako dito kasi dito natin nakikita yung mga achievements ng ating mga anak.
Do you have any questions regarding the new grading system?
Yes, I just want to ask, why do we need to change our grading system? Ano ang purpose? And what are the goals? I think that's all.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you for your time.
What can you say about the VTR, Mom?
I never expected that there's a big impact in the side of the parents and the students about the new grading system. But before I will answer those questions, allow me to explain the SBG, or the standard-based grading. Standard-based grading is a refined way of reporting what students know and how they demonstrate their learnings of state content standards. The mother asked about the purpose, right?
Yes.
My purpose of implementing standard-based grading is to raise students' achievement by clearly communicating students' progress towards learning targets and also to align grading with the state content standard as measured by the consistent and accurate students' achievement data and common criteria for grading.
Oh, so that is the purpose. So that is must be aligned to the first goals.
Yes, and also the primary goal of SBG is for a better communication towards what each students know and to be able to according to state content standards and separately assess the influence of positive and a consistent work habits in students' learning.
Okay, Mom. So in additional questions, how does standard-based grading work?
Traditional grading averages all of the work and other subjective factors that a student has done over a semester. SBG removes extraneous factors and solely focuses on proficiency standards-based grading, assess a student's overall work and their most recent work. So it really tells us what a student has learned and what they know rather than what they knew walking into the class.
Okay, Mom. So how does differ from traditional letter grades?
Standards-based grading reports tell us what students have actually learned and know. Standard-based grading measures students' knowledge of grade level content over time by reporting the most recent, consistent level of performance. So a student might struggle in the beginning of a course with new content, but then learn and demonstrate proficient performance by the end of the course. For example, in traditional grading, the student's performance for the whole quarter would be average and early quiz scores that were low would be average together with proficient performance. Later in the course resulting in a lower grade. In standard-based grading, a student who reaches proficiency would be reported proficient and that grade would reflect current performance level. In addition, traditional grading often includes other includes subjects factors like attendance, effort, and attitude, which might influence the grade positively or negatively. In standard-based grading, we would report proficiency and work habits separately in order to give a more accurate report of students' progress.
So, ma'am, can you present us the new grading system?
This is the new grading system. It composed of exam, which is 35%, quizzes 30%, oral recitation 20%, and project 15%, a total of 100%. Exam is the highest percentage that we gave in the new grading system. Why? Because it is an assessment intended to measure a test taker's knowledge, skills, aptitude, physical fitness, or classification in many other topics. Even though we only use this every quarter, still it can determine the student's strengths and weaknesses, and if the student is progressing or if they have learned something in that quarter. Second is the quizzes. Quiz is a form of a student assessment but often has a fewer questions of lesser difficulty and requires less time for completion than a test. We all know that quizzes is just a recall of what you have learned after the discussion. Also, the students are tested whether they listen or understand the discussion or topic. Next is oral recitation. Oral recitation is a practice where a group of students take turns reciting stories, definitions, and poems. It allows each student to observe the information being learned, allowing it to easily be recalled later. It also keeps students active in the learning process and allows them to show one another the importance of paying attention and class participation. Not all students are good at written activity or test. That is why there is an oral recitation. Lastly is the project. Projects are assigned for many different school subjects to teach students the skills to follow instructions, think creatively, and work in groups or alone. Students will apply or demonstrate what they have learned. They will be able to use those theories and principles that they have discussed. Projects give students opportunity to learn with objects. Not everyone is a literally intellectual. Project is one of the sources that we can tell if the students learn, but not all students do their projects. Sometimes they pay someone to make their own projects. Plagiarism is another form of cheating, since the student is stealing another person's work. Students who are caught cheating will be disciplined. In most cases, the students will put on academic probation for the first and second offense. If that the same student is caught cheating, the student's parents will either be called or a note will be sent at home. INC or incomplete grades. Incomplete grades may be given to students who have failed to complete a small but important part of the quarter or semester's work. Outputs and written exams are the most important thing in grading a student. In case a particular student failed to submit their outputs, and if the instructor believes that failure was caused by conditions beyond the student's control and not by carelessness, the instructor will give another chance to the students to comply those requirements that they did not pass.
Once again, ma'am, thank you for sharing your time with us. And congratulations
Thank
for
you.
being new elected as a new DepEd secretary.
Thank you.